Ladies and gentlemen, seekers of knowledge and truth, gather around as we embark on a journey into the depths of the human psyche, a voyage that traverses the shadowy corridors of our inner world. Imagine, if you will, a lantern in the hands of an explorer, illuminating the darkened paths within the self, revealing both the beauty and terror that reside there. It is with this metaphorical light that we will explore the profound and often misunderstood concept of the empaths and their relationship with the shadow. We begin with the understanding that each individual is a universe in miniature, a constellation of experiences, emotions, and potentials. The empath, in particular, is a soul sensitive to the energies and emotions of others, a vessel through which the collective unconscious flows more freely than in most individuals. Yet, with this gift comes a perilous challenge, the denial of one's own darkness, for in this denial lies the greatest threat to the empath's well-being and spiritual growth. The shadow, as I have long posited, is an integral part of our psyche. It is the reservoir of our denied desires, repressed instincts, and unacknowledged qualities. It is both the repository of our hidden potential and the lurking ground of our most primal fears. To deny the shadow is to deny a vital aspect of our humanity. For the empath, this denial is doubly dangerous, as their inherent tendency is to absorb the emotions of others, often at the expense of recognizing and integrating their own. Consider, if you will, the nature of light and shadow. They are inseparable, each defining the other, much like the duality of the conscious and unconscious mind. The empath, when denying their darkness, risks becoming a vessel overly filled with the emotions and energies of others. Without the necessary balance of self-awareness and self-care, this imbalance can lead to a state of inner turmoil, where one becomes consumed by the very darkness they seek to avoid. The process of individuation, a cornerstone of my teachings, calls for the integration of the unconscious into the conscious mind. It is a journey toward wholeness that requires the courage to face the shadow. For the empath, this means embracing their own depths, acknowledging the shadow within, and understanding that it is not a thing to be feared, but a source of tremendous power and insight. There is an archetype that speaks to this journey, the wounded healer. The empath, in many ways, embodies this archetype. They are those who, through their sensitivity, have the capacity to heal others. Yet, if they are to truly fulfill this role, they must first heal themselves by confronting and embracing their shadow. The wounded healer understands that their wounds are not a source of weakness, but a wellspring of wisdom. Dreams, those nightly whispers from the unconscious, often serve as guides in this shadow work. They offer symbolic representations of our fears, desire, and hidden aspects. For the empath, dreams can be particularly vivid and revealing, offering insights into the emotions and energies absorbed from others, as well as those that originate within the self. By paying heed to these nocturnal messages, the empath can begin to unravel the threads of their own shadow, weaving them into the tapestry of their conscious understanding. Let us not forget the importance of symbols and myths, those timeless narratives that resonate with the deepest parts of our psyche. They are the language of the unconscious, speaking to us in images and archetypes. The empath can find guidance and solace in these stories, recognizing their own journey mirrored in the tales of heroes and heroines who venture into the underworld, face the dragon, and emerge transformed. These myths remind us that the path to enlightenment is not one of avoidance, but of confrontation and integration. In this light, we must consider the role of the ego, the center of our conscious identity. For the empath, the ego can become overwhelmed by the influx of external emotions and energies, leading to a fragile sense of self. The task then is to strengthen the ego, not by fortifying it against the shadow, but by allowing it to engage with and integrate the shadow's insights. This process requires mindfulness, self-reflection, and above all, the willingness to embrace the wholeness of one's being. It is a profound paradox that in acknowledging our darkness, we become more capable of embodying the light. The empath who denies their shadow risks being consumed by it. For what is denied gains power in the darkness, but when brought into the light of consciousness, the shadow becomes a source of creativity, growth, and authentic connection with others. As we conclude this segment of our exploration, let us reflect on the notion that the journey towards self-awareness and integration is a lifelong endeavor. It is a dance between the seen and the unseen, the known and the unknown. The empath, by virtue of their sensitivity, stands on the precipice of great potential, but to fully realize this potential, they must courageously face the shadow within, embracing it as a vital part of their journey toward individuation and wholeness. And so, I invite each of you to delve into your own depths, to seek out the shadow that resides within, and to welcome it as a teacher and guide, for it is in this embrace that we find true balance, harmony, and the capacity to connect with the world in a way that is both deeply empathic and authentically empowering. As we continue this introspective exploration, let us delve deeper into the intricate dance between the empath and their shadow, a dance choreographed by the unconscious mind and performed on the stage of the soul. In this dynamic, we find the interplay of light and dark, a profound interaction that defines the very essence of human experience and spiritual growth. Imagine the empath as a finely tuned instrument, sensitive to the subtlest vibrations of emotion and energy. This sensitivity is both their gift and their challenge, for it allows them to perceive the world with remarkable clarity and depth. Yet, in this heightened state of perception, they must also navigate the turbulent waters of their own emotional landscape. A landscape shaped by the shadow. The shadow, as we know, is not merely a repository of negative traits or undesirable qualities. It is a complex and multifaceted aspect of the psyche, containing both the disowned parts of ourselves and the potential for immense creativity and transformation. For the empath, the challenge lies in acknowledging that their sensitivity can give rise to a shadow that is equally potent and compelling. It is in this recognition that the path to true self-understanding begins. In this journey, we encounter the concept of projection, a defense mechanism by which the shadow attributes of the self are unconsciously ascribed to others. The empath, in their quest to avoid the darkness within, may find themselves projecting these qualities onto those around them, seeing in others the very traits they deny in themselves. This projection serves to maintain the illusion of purity and light, yet it is ultimately a barrier to genuine connection and self-awareness. To transcend this barrier, the empath must engage in the process of shadow work, a deliberate and conscious effort to bring the contents of the shadow into the light of awareness. This requires a willingness to confront the uncomfortable truth about oneself, to face the fears and desires that have been relegated to the unconscious. It is a courageous act of self-exploration, one that demands honesty, humility, and a deep commitment to personal growth. In this context, the role of self-reflection cannot be overstated. The empath must cultivate a practice of introspection, a regular examination of their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. This practice serves to illuminate the shadow's influence, revealing the ways in which it manifests in daily life. Through self-reflection, the empath can begin to dismantle the projections and defenses that obscure their true self, paving the way for a more integrated and authentic existence. Dreams, those enigmatic messages from the depths of the unconscious, continue to offer invaluable guidance in this process. For the empath, dreams can serve as mirrors, reflecting the hidden aspects of their psyche and offering symbolic insights into the shadow's nature. By engaging with their dreams, the empath gains access to the rich tapestry of their inner world, unraveling the threads of the shadow and weaving them into the fabric of conscious awareness. In this pursuit of integration, the empath may find solace and inspiration in the wisdom of myths and archetypes. These timeless stories, rich with symbolic meaning, speak to the universal themes of transformation and redemption. The hero's journey, a motif found in countless myths, mirrors the empath's own quest to confront the shadow and emerge transformed. It is a journey that requires the hero to descend into the underworld, face the monster, and return with the boon of self-knowledge and empowerment. The empath, in embracing their shadow, taps into the archetype of the alchemist, one who transforms base materials into gold. This alchemical process, a metaphor for psychological transformation, highlights the potential for the shadow to become a source of profound insight and creativity. By integrating the shadow, the empath not only realizes their full potential, but also enhances their ability to connect with others in meaningful and healing ways. As we traverse this path of self-discovery, let us not overlook the importance of community and connection. The empath, by nature, is drawn to relationships and interactions with others. It is within these connections that the shadow often reveals itself, presenting opportunities for growth and healing in the presence of others. The empath learns to navigate the complexities of the shadow, finding balance between compassion for others and compassion for oneself. Let us also consider the role of solitude in this journey. For the empath, solitude offers a sanctuary, a space in which to retreat from the external world and commune with the inner self. It is in this solitude that the empath can engage in deep reflection, allowing the shadow to emerge and be acknowledged. Through this process, the empath discovers the strength and resilience that reside within, qualities that are essential to their journey of integration and wholeness. In closing this segment of our exploration, let us remind ourselves that the shadow is not an adversary to be vanquished, but a companion to be embraced. It is a guide and a teacher offering lessons that are crucial to our growth and evolution. For the empath, the journey of shadow work is not merely a personal endeavor, but a contribution to the collective consciousness, a step toward a more compassionate and enlightened world. May each of you find the courage to embark on this journey, to face the shadow within, and to emerge as a more complete and authentic version of yourselves. For it is in this integration that we find true freedom, peace, and the capacity to love and connect with others in a way that is both profound and transformative. As we delve further into the mysterious realms of the empath and their shadow, it is essential to recognize the transformative power of this journey. The exploration of the shadow is not a descent into chaos, but a sacred pilgrimage towards self-realization and enlightenment. It is in this journey that the empath discovers the full spectrum of their humanity, embracing both the light and the dark as integral facets of their being. To truly understand the empath's relationship with their shadow, we must consider the role of the collective unconscious, a concept that has been a cornerstone of my psychological theories. The collective unconscious is a vast reservoir of shared human experiences, a repository of archetypes and symbols that transcend individual consciousness. It is within this collective realm that the empath finds both connection and challenge, as the energies and emotions of others resonate deeply within their own psyche. The empath's sensitivity to the collective unconscious can be both a gift and a burden. On one hand, it allows them to tap into the universal truths and wisdom that bind humanity together. On the other hand, it exposes them to the collective shadow, the disowned aspects of society that manifest as fear, prejudice, and aggression. The empath, in absorbing these collective energies, must navigate a delicate balance between empathy and self-preservation. In this context, it is crucial for the empath to develop healthy boundaries, both psychological and energetic. Boundaries serve as a protective shield, allowing the empath to maintain their sense of self while engaging with the emotions and energies of others. They are not barriers to connection, but tools for discernment, helping the empath to distinguish between what is theirs to carry and what belongs to the collective. The development of boundaries often requires the empath to engage in practices of grounding and centering. These practices, which may include meditation, mindfulness, or creative expression, serve to anchor the empath in their own energy. fostering a sense of stability and resilience by cultivating a strong internal foundation. The empath is better equipped to navigate the complexities of the shadow and the collective unconscious as the empath strengthens their boundaries and engages in shadow work. They may find themselves drawn to the archetype of the wise elder, a figure who embodies wisdom, insight, and compassion. This archetype represents the culmination of the empath's journey, a state of being in which the shadow has been integrated and transformed into a source of guidance and healing. The wise elder is a beacon of light in the darkness, offering support and understanding to those who seek their counsel. In embracing this archetype, the empath is called to step into their role as a healer and guide. It is a calling that requires them to share their insights and experiences with others, to offer their unique perspective as a way of fostering connection and understanding. The empath, in this role, becomes a bridge between the conscious and unconscious, the individual and the collective, the light and the dark. This journey toward wisdom and integration is not without its challenges. The empaths must continually confront the duality of their nature, recognizing that they are both separate from and connected to the world around them. It is a dance of paradoxes, a dynamic interplay between individuality and universality, self and other. Yet, it is in this dance that the empath finds their true power, a power rooted in authenticity and compassion. The empath's journey is also one of healing, both for themselves and for the world. By embracing their shadow and integrating its lessons, the empath becomes a catalyst for transformation, a force for positive change in a world that often struggles with its own darkness. In this way, the empath's personal journey becomes a collective one, contributing to the healing and evolution of humanity as a whole. As we reflect on the empath's path, let us remember that the shadow is not an enemy to be vanquished, but a powerful ally in the quest for wholeness. It is a source of creativity, insight, and strength, offering the empaths the tools they need to navigate the complexities of their inner and outer worlds. By embracing the shadow, the empath unlocks their full potential, becoming a beacon of light in a world that often fears the dark. In concluding this exploration, I invite each of you to consider your own journey with the shadow, whether you identify as an empath or simply as a seeker of truth. The shadow holds valuable lessons for us all. It challenges us to confront our fears, to embrace our imperfections, and to recognize the interconnectedness of all things. It is in this recognition that we find true peace and harmony, both within ourselves and with the world around us. May you walk this path with courage and grace, embracing the shadow as a partner in your journey toward enlightenment and self-discovery. For it is in the integration of light and dark that we find the essence of our humanity, a humanity that is both complex and beautiful, both fragile and resilient. And in this integration, we discover the true power of empathy, a power that transcends individual experience and connects us to the vast tapestry of life. As we venture further into this exploration, Let us turn our attention to the profound interplay between the conscious mind and the unconscious, a relationship that lies at the heart of the empath's journey towards self-understanding and integration. The conscious mind, with its rationality and order, often seeks to maintain control over the psyche, while the unconscious harbors the mysteries and complexities of our innermost selves. For the empath, this relationship is particularly nuanced. Their heightened sensitivity to the emotions and energies of others means that the boundary between the conscious and unconscious is more permeable. This permeability allows for a rich exchange of insights and intuitions, but also poses the risk of being overwhelmed by the unconscious contents, both personal and collective. The task then is to establish a dialogue between these two realms of the psyche. Such a dialogue requires the empath to embrace a state of openness and receptivity, allowing the unconscious to communicate its wisdom through dreams, symbols, and intuitions. In doing so, the empath begins to navigate the liminal space between the known and the unknown, the seen and the unseen. One of the most effective ways to facilitate this dialogue is through the practice of active imagination. This technique involves engaging with the images and symbols that arise from the unconscious in a conscious and deliberate manner. By entering into a state of meditation or contemplation, the empath can invite these symbols to reveal their meanings, exploring the narratives and insights that they contain. Active imagination is not merely an intellectual exercise, but a deeply experiential process. It requires the empath to suspend judgment and allow the unconscious to speak in its own language, a language rich with metaphor and emotion. Through this process, the empath can gain valuable insights into their shadow, uncovering hidden aspects of themselves that are both challenging and transformative. The empath's journey is also marked by the presence of synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that seem to defy the laws of causality. Synchronicities serve as reminders of the interconnectedness of all things, offering glimpses into the deeper patterns that underlie our experiences. For the empath, these synchronicities often manifest as moments of profound insight, guiding them along their path of self-discovery. To fully embrace these moments, the empath must cultivate a sense of presence and awareness, attuning themselves to the subtle currents of the universe. This attunement allows the empath to recognize the significance of these events, to see them not as random occurrences, but as expressions of the unconscious seeking to communicate. In this way, the empath's journey becomes one of attunement to the rhythms of both the inner and outer worlds. It is a journey that requires them to balance introspection with engagement, solitude with connection. By maintaining this balance, the empath can navigate the complexities of their sensitivity with grace and resilience, transforming their gift into a source of empowerment and healing. As we reflect on the empath's path, let us consider the role of creativity as a tool for integration and growth. Creativity, in its many forms, offers the empath a means of expression and exploration, allowing them to channel the energies of the shadow into art, music, writing, and other creative endeavors. Through creativity, the empath can give voice to the unconscious, transforming its contents into something tangible and meaningful. This creative process is not only therapeutic, but also revelatory, offering the empath new perspectives and insights into their own psyche. It is an alchemical transformation, turning the base materials of the shadow into the gold of self-awareness and understanding. By engaging in creative expression, the empaths can harness the power of their sensitivity, using it as a force for personal and collective transformation. In closing this part of our exploration, let us remember that the journey of the empath is one of courage and authenticity. It is a journey that calls for the integration of the shadow, the embrace of the unconscious, and the cultivation of a deep and abiding connection with the self and the world. Through this journey, the empath discovers their true potential, becoming a beacon of light and wisdom in a world that often struggles with its own darkness. May each of you find the strength to walk this path, to embrace the shadow as a partner in your journey toward wholeness, and to share your unique gifts with the world. For it is in this sharing that we contribute to the healing of our collective soul, fostering a deeper understanding and compassion for all of humanity. As we continue our exploration, let us delve into the concept of the anima and animus, the archetypal images of the feminine and masculine within the psyche. These figures play a crucial role in the empath's journey toward individuation, serving as bridges between the conscious and unconscious realms. The anima and animus embody the qualities and attributes that the conscious mind often suppresses or disowns, and their integration is essential for achieving psychological wholeness. For the empath, whose sensitivity to the emotional and energetic currents of others is heightened, the presence of the anima or animus can be both illuminating and challenging. These archetypes arise from the depths of the unconscious, offering insights into the empath's inner world and highlighting the dynamics of their relationships with others. By engaging with these figures, the empaths can gain a deeper understanding of their own emotional landscape, as well as the projections and attractions that shape their interactions. The anima, representing the feminine aspect within the male psyche, and the animus, embodying the masculine aspect within the female psyche, are not confined by gender. They are universal archetypes that exist within all individuals, regardless of their gender identity. Their influence can be seen in dreams, fantasies, and creative expressions, where they often appear as figures of inspiration, guidance, or challenge to engage with the anima or animus. The empath must cultivate a relationship of dialogue and reflection. This involves recognizing the qualities and traits that these figures embody and exploring how they manifest in the empath's life. The anima may appear as an intuitive, nurturing presence, while the animus might present itself as a force of logic and assertiveness. By acknowledging and integrating these aspects, the empath can achieve a greater balance of emotions and rationality, sensitivity and strength. The integration of the anima and animus is not a task to be undertaken lightly. It requires a willingness to confront the unconscious biases and assumptions that often shape our perceptions and behaviors. For the empath, this means examining the ways in which they have internalized societal norms and expectations, as well as the fears and desires that these archetypes bring to the surface. Through this process, the empath can transcend the limitations of their conditioned self, embracing a more authentic and expansive identity. As we reflect on the empath's journey, let us also consider the role of the wounded child, an archetype that represents the vulnerable and tender aspects of the self. The wounded child carries the emotional imprints of past experiences, often serving as a repository for the pain and trauma that have been buried in the unconscious. For the empath, who is acutely attuned to the suffering of others, the wounded child is a powerful symbol of the need for healing and self-compassion. The empath's sensitivity can make them particularly susceptible to the wounds of the past, as they may absorb the emotions and energies of those around them, further complicating their own healing process. To address the wounds of the inner child, the empath must engage in a practice of self-nurturance and forgiveness, creating a safe and supportive environment in which to explore and heal these wounds. This healing process involves acknowledging the pain and suffering that the inner child has experienced, as well as recognizing the resilience and strength that have emerged from these challenges. By embracing the wounded child with love and compassion, the empath can begin to heal the wounds of the past, transforming them into sources of wisdom and empowerment. The journey of the empath is one of profound transformation, a journey that calls for the integration of these archetypal figures and the reconciliation of their influence within the psyche. It is a path that requires courage, patience, and a deep commitment to self-discovery and growth. Through this journey, the empath not only achieves personal healing, but also contributes to the collective healing of humanity, serving as a beacon of hope and inspiration for others. As we conclude this segment of our exploration, let us remember that the path of the empath is one of both challenge and opportunity. It is a journey that demands a willingness to embrace the complexity of the human experience, to confront the shadow and integrate the archetypal forces that shape our lives. In doing so, the empath discovers their true essence, a radiant light that shines brightly amidst the darkness, illuminating the way for themselves and others. May each of you find the courage to embark on this journey, to embrace the anima and animus, the wounded child, and all the archetypes that dwell within. For it is in this embrace that we find the key to our own transformation, unlocking the potential for a life of authenticity, compassion, and interconnectedness with all beings. As we deepen our understanding of the empath's intricate journey, let us now turn our attention to the transformative process of individuation, a central theme in the quest for self-realization. Individuation is the unfolding of the self, the gradual integration of the various facets of the psyche into a harmonious whole. For the empath, whose sensitivity often amplifies the complexities of their inner world, this journey is both a challenge and a profound opportunity for growth. Individuation calls upon the empath to confront the layers of their identity, peeling back the masks and defenses that have developed over time. It is a process of shedding false selves, those constructed personas that have been adopted to navigate the external world. For the empath, who often mirrors the emotions and energies of others, this shedding can be particularly significant. It involves discerning the authentic self from the reflections and projections absorbed from the environment. This transformative journey involves a deep engagement with the unconscious, where the empath encounters the shadow, the anima and animus, and other archetypal figures that inhabit the psyche. Each of these elements offers insights and lessons, guiding the empath toward a more integrated and balanced state of being. As these aspects are brought into the light of awareness, the empath begins to weave a tapestry of self-understanding, one that honors both the light and the dark, the known and the unknown. A critical aspect of individuation is the development of the self as the central organizing principle of the psyche. Unlike the ego, which is concerned with the external world and social identity, the self represents the totality of the psychic experience, encompassing both the conscious and unconscious realms. For the empath, cultivating a relationship with the self is essential to navigating the complexities of their sensitivity and achieving a sense of inner harmony. In this context, the empath must learn to listen to the voice of the self, that inner compass that guides them toward their true purpose and potential. This requires a commitment to self-reflection and mindfulness practices that foster a deeper connection with the inner world. By tuning into the wisdom of the self, the empath can navigate the challenges of life with greater clarity and confidence, making choices that align with their authentic path. The journey of individuation is also marked by encounters with the archetype of the hero, a figure that symbolizes the quest for self-knowledge and transformation. The hero's journey is an allegory for the empath's own path, a narrative that involves leaving the familiar, facing trials and challenges, and ultimately returning transformed. For the empath, this journey requires the courage to venture into the unknown, to face the fears and limitations that have held them back, and to emerge with a renewed sense of purpose and empowerment. As the empath embarks on this heroic journey, they are called to cultivate resilience and adaptability. These qualities are essential for navigating the unpredictable terrain of the unconscious and the external world by embracing change and uncertainty. The empath can learn to flow with the currents of life, trusting in their ability to adapt and grow through each experience. A significant aspect of the empath's journey is the development of empathy as a conscious practice. While the empath possesses an innate sensitivity to the emotions of others, true empathy involves a deliberate choice to connect with and understand the experiences of others. This practice requires the empath to balance compassion with discernment, offering support and understanding while maintaining healthy boundaries. Through the practice of empathy, the empath can cultivate deeper connections with others, fostering a sense of community and belonging. These connections provide a source of strength and support, offering the empath a network of relationships that enrich their journey toward individuation. By engaging with others in this way, the empath contributes to the collective healing and transformation of humanity, embodying the archetype of the healer and guide. As we reflect on the empath's path of individuation, let us recognize that this journey is a lifelong endeavor, one that unfolds through the cycles and seasons of life. It is a path that invites the empath to continually explore and integrate the various dimensions of their being. Embracing the complexity and richness of the human experience, through this process, the empath discovers their unique gifts and contributions, becoming a beacon of light and wisdom in a world that is in constant need of healing and transformation. May each of you find inspiration in this journey, embracing the call to individuation with courage and curiosity. For it is in this quest for self-realization that we uncover the true essence of our being, a radiant light that illuminates the path for ourselves and others, guiding us toward a future of greater harmony and understanding. As we continue our exploration of the empath's journey toward individuation, let us delve into the realm of dreams, those mysterious and illuminating messages from the unconscious. Dreams serve as a vital conduit between the conscious and unconscious mind, offering the empaths profound insights into their inner world. They are the symbolic language of the psyche, revealing the hidden dynamics and unresolved conflicts that influence our waking lives. For the empath, who is already attuned to the subtleties of emotion and energy, dreams can be particularly vivid and impactful. They present an opportunity to engage with the unconscious in a direct and meaningful way, providing a canvas upon which the psyche paints its deepest truths. By paying attention to their dreams, the empath can gain valuable guidance on their path towards self-understanding and integration. Dreams often feature archetypal symbols and figures, those universal images that resonate with the collective unconscious. These symbols can take many forms: the wise old man or woman, representing wisdom and guidance; the trickster, embodying chaos and unpredictability; or the shadow, revealing the disowned aspects of the self. For the empath, encountering these archetypes in dreams can be a transformative experience, offering insights into the patterns and themes that shape their life journey. The process of dream analysis is one of exploration and interpretation, requiring the empath to engage with their dreams in a conscious and reflective manner. This involves examining the symbols and narratives of the dream, considering their personal and collective significance. By doing so, the empath can uncover the messages that the unconscious is seeking to convey. Integrating these insights into their conscious awareness, it is important for the empath to approach dream analysis with an open and curious mind, allowing the symbols to speak for themselves without imposing preconceived interpretations. Each dream is a unique expression of the psyche, offering a snapshot of the inner landscape at a particular moment in time. By embracing this uniqueness, the empath can gain a deeper understanding of their own psychological dynamics, as well as the broader themes that connect them to the collective unconscious. As the empath engages with their dreams, they may also encounter the concept of the self, that central archetype that represents the totality of the psyche. The self is often symbolized in dreams by images of wholeness and unity, such as mandalas or circles. These symbols reflect the empath's innate drive toward integration and harmony, highlighting the potential for transformation and growth. Engaging with the self in dreams can be a powerful and enlightening experience, offering the empaths a glimpse of their true nature and potential. It is a reminder that the journey of individuation is not merely a personal endeavor, but a quest to align with the deeper currents of the soul. By embracing the guidance of the self, the empath can navigate the challenges of life with greater clarity and purpose, trusting in the wisdom of their inner compass. In addition to dreams, the empath can also find guidance and inspiration through creative expression. Creativity is a natural extension of the empath's sensitivity, providing a means to channel the energies of the unconscious into tangible forms, whether through art, music, writing, or other creative pursuits. The empath can explore the depths of their psyche, transforming the raw materials of the shadow into expressions of beauty and meaning. Creative expression allows the empath to externalize their inner experiences, offering a space for reflection and exploration. It is a process of dialogue with the unconscious, a way of bringing the hidden aspects of the self into the light of awareness. Through creativity, the empath can discover new insights and perspectives, forging a deeper connection with their own inner world. As we reflect on the empath's journey, let us also consider the importance of community and connection. While the path of individuation is a deeply personal one, it is also enriched by the presence of others. The empath, by nature, is drawn to relationships and interactions, finding meaning and fulfillment through connection with others. In community, the empath can share their insights and experiences, offering support and understanding to those who walk a similar path. These connections provide a source of strength and inspiration, fostering a sense of belonging and purpose. By engaging with others in this way, the empath contributes to the collective healing and transformation of humanity, embodying the principles of empathy and compassion. As we conclude this exploration, let us remember that the journey of the empath is one of both challenge and opportunity. It is a path that calls for the integration of the unconscious, the embrace of the shadow, and the cultivation of a deep and abiding connection with the self and the world. Through this journey, the empath discovers their true potential, becoming a beacon of light and wisdom in a world that is in constant need of healing and transformation. May each of you find the courage to walk this path, to embrace the dreams and symbols that guide you, and to share your unique gifts with the world. For it is in this sharing that we contribute to the healing of our collective soul, fostering a deeper understanding and compassion for all of humanity. As we continue our exploration of the empath's journey, let us delve into the profound relationship between the empath and the concept of wholeness, an ideal that underlies the process of individuation. The pursuit of wholeness is not an achievement, but a continual unfolding, a dynamic interplay between the conscious and unconscious aspects of the self. For the empath, this journey is enriched by their sensitivity, offering them unique insights into the nature of interconnectedness and the unity of all existence. Wholeness involves embracing the paradoxes and contradictions inherent in the human experience. It requires the empath to recognize that light and dark, joy and sorrow, strength and vulnerability are not opposing forces but complementary aspects of a unified whole. By accepting these dualities, the empath can transcend the binary thinking that often limits our understanding of ourselves and the world. In this pursuit, the empath is guided by the archetype of the self, which serves as the organizing principle of the psyche. The self represents the totality of the personality, encompassing both the conscious identity and the vast expanse of the unconscious. It is a source of wisdom and guidance, offering the empath a vision of their highest potential and the path toward integration. Engaging with the self requires the empath to cultivate a state of openness and receptivity, allowing the deeper currents of the psyche to emerge into consciousness. This involves a willingness to explore the unknown, to venture beyond the confines of the ego and embrace the mysteries of the unconscious. It is a journey of discovery and transformation, one that invites the empath to expand their understanding of who they are and what they are capable of becoming. As the empath embarks on this journey, they may encounter the archetype of the sage or wise one, a figure that embodies the qualities of insight, discernment, and deep understanding. The sage represents the culmination of the empath's journey, a state of being in which the shadow has been integrated and the various aspects of the psyche have been harmonized. For the empath, the sage offers a model of wisdom and compassion, inspiring them to embrace their role as a guide and healer. This archetypal journey is reflected in myths and stories from cultures around the world, where heroes and heroines embark on quests of transformation and enlightenment. These narratives serve as mirrors for the empath's own journey, offering symbolic representations of the challenges and triumphs they encounter along the way. By engaging with these stories, the empath can gain valuable insights into their own path, finding inspiration and guidance in the timeless wisdom they contain. The empath's sensitivity also connects them to the natural world, where the cycles and rhythms of life offer profound lessons in balance and harmony. Nature is a reflection of the unity and interconnectedness that underlies all existence, reminding the empath of their place within the larger web of life. By attuning themselves to the natural world, the empath can cultivate a sense of grounding and stability, drawing strength and inspiration from the beauty and resilience of nature. This connection to nature is not merely a passive experience, but an active engagement with the living world. The empath can find solace and renewal in the embrace of the natural landscape, allowing the elements to cleanse and rejuvenate their spirit. Through practices such as walking in the forest, sitting by a river, or gazing at the stars, the empath can deepen their connection to the earth and the cosmos, finding a sense of belonging and purpose within the greater whole. As we reflect on the empath's journey, let us also consider the role of service and contribution. The empath's sensitivity and insight position them uniquely to make a meaningful impact on the world. By sharing their gifts with others, the empath can foster connection and understanding, promoting healing and transformation on both personal and collective levels. Service is an expression of the empath's compassion and empathy, a way of extending their sensitivity beyond themselves and into the world. It is a practice of giving and receiving, where the empath engages with others in a spirit of mutual support and collaboration. Through acts of kindness, empathy, and understanding, the empath contributes to the creation of a more compassionate and harmonious world. In conclusion, the journey of the empath is a tapestry of exploration, integration, and connection. It is a path that calls for the embrace of the self in all its complexity, the recognition of the interdependent nature of existence, and the commitment to contributing to the greater good. Through this journey, the empath discovers their true essence, becoming a beacon of light and wisdom in a world that is in constant need of healing and transformation. May each of you find inspiration in this journey, embracing the call to wholeness with courage and curiosity. For it is in this quest that we uncover the true essence of our being, a radiant light that illuminates the path for ourselves and others, guiding us toward a future of greater harmony and understanding. As we proceed along the empath's path of discovery and transformation, let us delve into the vital role of intuition in their journey. Intuition, that subtle and often whispering voice within, serves as a guiding compass, navigating the empath through the complexities of both their inner and outer worlds. For the empath, whose sensitivity attunes them to the nuances of emotion and energy, intuition is not merely an occasional insight, but a constant companion, offering clarity and direction amidst the uncertainty of life. Intuition can be understood as the bridge between the conscious mind and the vast reservoir of the unconscious. It is the means by which the depths of the psyche communicate valuable insights and wisdom to the conscious self. For the empath, developing a strong connection with their intuitive faculties is essential to making sense of the myriad impressions they encounter and to discerning the path that aligns with their true self. This process of cultivating intuition involves a deep trust in one's inner knowing, a willingness to listen to the subtle cues and signals that arise from within. It requires the empath to quiet the noise of external distractions and to foster a state of inner stillness and receptivity. Practices such as meditation, mindfulness, and reflective journaling can support this process, creating a fertile ground for intuitive insights to emerge. In cultivating their intuition, the empath learns to distinguish between the authentic voice of inner guidance and the echoes of fear or conditioning that may cloud their perception. This discernment is crucial, for the empath's sensitivity can sometimes make them susceptible to the projections and expectations of others. By honing their intuition, the empath gains the ability to navigate these influences with clarity and integrity, making choices that resonate with their deepest values and aspirations. The empath's journey with intuition is also enriched by their engagement with the symbolic language of the psyche. Symbols, those potent carriers of meaning, speak directly to the unconscious, bypassing the rational mind to convey insights that are both profound and transformative. For the empath, who is naturally attuned to metaphor and imagery, working with symbols can be a powerful means of accessing and interpreting intuitive knowledge. Symbols often appear in dreams, visions, and moments of synchronicity, offering guidance and illumination. By engaging with these symbols through creative expression, active imagination, or contemplative practice, the empath can decode their messages, integrating their wisdom into the fabric of their conscious awareness. This symbolic dialogue with the unconscious enriches the empath's understanding of themselves and their place in the world, fostering a deeper connection to the mysteries of life as the empath nurtures their intuitive capabilities. They also deepen their relationship with the archetype of the healer. This archetype embodies the qualities of compassion, empathy, and the ability to facilitate transformation and healing in others. The empath, by virtue of their sensitivity and insight, is naturally drawn to the role of the healer, whether in a personal, professional, or communal context. In embracing this role, the empath must also attend to their own healing and self-care, recognizing that their ability to support others is contingent upon their own well-being. This balance of giving and receiving, of nurturing others and nurturing oneself, is a delicate dance that requires ongoing attention and attunement. By honoring their own needs and boundaries, the empaths can maintain their vitality and effectiveness as a healer, offering their gifts from a place of abundance and wholeness. The empath's healing journey is not only personal but also collective, as they contribute to the wider process of healing and transformation in the world. Through acts of kindness, empathy, and understanding, the empath helps to create a ripple effect of positive change, fostering a culture of compassion and interconnectedness. This contribution is both a privilege and a responsibility, a testament to the empath's role as a bridge between the individual and the collective, the personal and the universal. In reflecting on the empath's path, let us also consider the importance of embracing uncertainty and the unknown. The journey towards self-realization and integration is inherently uncertain, a venture into the uncharted territories of the psyche. For the empath, who is accustomed to navigating the complexities of emotion and energy, this embrace of uncertainty is both a challenge and an opportunity. By surrendering to the unknown, the empath opens themselves to new possibilities and perspectives, allowing for growth and transformation beyond the limitations of the familiar. This openness requires courage and trust in the unfolding process, a willingness to venture into the depths of the psyche and to engage with the mysteries that reside there. As we conclude this exploration, let us affirm the empath's journey as one of courage, wisdom, and transformation. It is a path that calls for the integration of intuition, the embrace of the healer within, and the willingness to engage with the unknown. Through this journey, the empath discovers their true essence, becoming a beacon of light and wisdom in a world that is in constant need of healing and transformation. May each of you find inspiration in this journey, embracing the call to intuition and healing with courage and curiosity, for it is in this quest that we uncover the true essence of our being, a radiant light that illuminates the path for ourselves and others, guiding us toward a future of greater harmony and understanding. As we delve further into the empath's profound journey of self-discovery, let us turn our attention to the transformative power of self-compassion. This essential quality serves as a cornerstone for the empath's path toward wholeness and healing, offering a nurturing foundation upon which the intricate layers of the psyche can be integrated and harmonized. Self-compassion involves the practice of extending kindness and understanding to oneself, especially in moments of struggle or perceived failure. For the empath, whose sensitivity often amplifies the challenges and emotional turbulence of life, cultivating self-compassion is both a vital and nurturing act. It is through this lens of gentleness that the empath learns to embrace their imperfections and vulnerabilities, recognizing them not as flaws but as integral parts of the human experience. In nurturing self-compassion, the empath must first confront the critical inner voice, that relentless judge that often arises from the shadows of the unconscious. This voice, shaped by past experiences, societal expectations, and internalized fears, can be particularly harsh for the empath, who may hold themselves to impossibly high standards. By practicing mindfulness and self-reflection, the empath can begin to quiet his inner critic, replacing it with a voice of encouragement and acceptance. The journey of self-compassion invites the empath to engage in practices that foster self-care and emotional resilience. These practices can take many forms, from meditation and journaling to creative expression and time spent in nature. Each of these activities serves to replenish the empath's energy, creating a sanctuary of peace and renewal amidst the demands of daily life. Through self-care, the empath reinforces their capacity to navigate the complexities of their sensitivity with grace and poise. As the empath deepens their practice of self-compassion, they may find themselves drawn to the archetype of the nurturer, a figure that embodies the qualities of unconditional love, support, and healing. The nurturer is a powerful symbol of the empath's own capacity for care and compassion, both for themselves and for others. By embracing this archetype, the empath can cultivate a profound sense of inner nourishment, laying the foundation for authentic and fulfilling connections with the world around them. The empath's journey towards self-compassion is also a journey of self-acceptance. It involves recognizing and honoring the full spectrum of their emotions, from the heights of joy to the depths of sorrow. By allowing themselves to experience these emotions without judgment, the empath can release the need for perfection and embrace the beauty of their authentic self. This acceptance fosters a sense of inner harmony, aligning the empath with the natural rhythms of their being. Through self-compassion, the empath also discovers the importance of forgiveness, both for themselves and for others. Forgiveness is a liberating act, a release of the burdens of resentment and self-blame that can weigh heavily on the heart. By forgiving themselves for past mistakes and perceived shortcomings, the empath can free themselves from the chains of the past, opening the door to new possibilities and growth. In extending forgiveness to others, the empath fosters healing and reconciliation, creating a space for understanding and empathy to flourish. This practice of forgiveness is not about condoning harmful actions, but about releasing the hold that these actions may have on the empath's spirit. It is an act of empowerment, a reclaiming of the empath's inner peace and autonomy. As we reflect on the empath's path, let us also consider the role of gratitude in cultivating self-compassion and resilience. Gratitude is a practice of recognizing and appreciating the gifts and blessings that life offers, even amidst challenges and adversity. For the empath, who is often attuned to the struggles of others, cultivating gratitude can shift the focus from lack to abundance, fostering a sense of contentment and fulfillment by engaging in regular gratitude practices, such as keeping a gratitude journal or expressing appreciation to others. The empath can cultivate a positive mindset, one that supports their journey of growth and transformation. Gratitude serves as a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things, reinforcing the empath's sense of belonging and purpose within the larger tapestry of life. In closing this exploration, let us affirm the empath's journey as one of profound courage and authenticity. It is a path that calls for the cultivation of self-compassion, the embrace of forgiveness, and the practice of gratitude. Through this journey, the empath discovers their true essence, becoming a beacon of light and wisdom in a world that is in constant need of healing and transformation. May each of you find inspiration in this journey, embracing the call to self-compassion and forgiveness with courage and curiosity, for it is in this quest that we uncover the true essence of our being, a radiant light that illuminates the path for ourselves and others, guiding us toward a future of greater harmony and understanding